So basically, we work with the Przemek Danowski and Andrzej Isakov in the trio. There's the trio does, and we trying to make and prototype virtual reality projects. So our experience is quite
Jakub,
different.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but we can see only black screen of your presentation. Can you check if everything's okay?
Okay, I try to do it one more time. Give me a second. Is it okay now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
No, again, black screen.
Okay, so black screen starts when I'm in the full screen mode. I don't know why. And now it's okay?
Yes, it's perfect right now.
Okay. Okay, we can do it in this way. So our background is quite different. Przemek, can you say something about how you became the virtual reality and the creator of ambisonic sound and specification of this kind of topics?
Yeah, well, my path was not obvious because I'm educated as instrumentalist. I played oboe in orchestras and bands, but I was always doing my own compositions, and I was working with computer companies creating sounds for the games. And with virtual reality, it all started when I was in my teen years. I was with my school class at cinema, and I watched the movie called Lone Mower Man by Brett Leonard, and it was a life-changing experience because I thought that this is it, but I had to wait almost 20 years to get my hands on this technology. And when I heard that Oculus released their hardware, I just bought everything, and I was studying it for 1 year, almost day by day, watching everything that was done to that moment. And afterwards, I started doing my own things. And now it's my main creative area.
Yeah, it's important to when you start working with technology to just immerse yourself with all topics that you can feel and check and test. My way was simple. I was a graphic designer, and I started to make the videos. I also making the collages, so I try to work with the visual storytelling. And after I started to work with the video, I started to play with the interactive storytelling, and I made some interactive movies and interactive applications. And then I started to interest 3D, and after it, all my experience became one main interested with the immersive storytelling. That also the VR. So now we are working with the Andrzej Isakov. He is the programmer, and actually now we are using mostly gaming engine to develop artistic project, and I think very different one. And the most important thing for us is to try to design the feeling of immersion, design the feelings that the participants of the interactive project can check, can be the part of. And it's not so simple because sometimes people actually don't know what the VR reality total is. and most of our people who see our project for first time should learn this medium. And it's funny because in the medium like the video or the painting on the graphic, you see the main focus of the art, the main object of the art, and the whole tension. But the VR, your perception is the medium, because in the virtual reality you try to check the tensions, space, sound, and all of this mixed together in the kind of embodiment interactive narration. Am I right, Przemek?
Yes, well, we are trying to follow the path that was started by Jaron Lanier, who said that the main canvas of the VR art is the sensimotor loop of human. So we are trying to bend the perception, actually. We are not trying to imitate the real world. We are trying to expand it and treat it as a medium.
Yeah, and in the other hand, this medium is so powerful that sometimes you have representation of your own body, and sometimes representation of the other body, and it can be so simple that you get only a few of the polygons and the representation of your head, and in very quick time you are feeling that this body is actually yours, and you are totally in this project. So the thing is important for me is that you can embody it to yourself very, very, very quick. Yeah, so we came from two main academies and universities in Poland. Przemek worked in the University of Frederick Chopin, University of Music, and he worked in the Łódź Film School. And me and Andrzej work in the Academy of Fine Arts. So actually, Przemek worked with the sound, the interaction with the sound. Andrzej worked with the interaction and the 3D, and I work with the kind of aesthetics and the assets, and together we work with the idea. So we've got quite a nice team that we just want to make bigger, and we are looking always for opportunity to collaborate. And yeah. And this is our first project that we made. It's called the Bardo. So it's based on Tibetan Book of Death, that after the death, the soul of the dead man going through the space for about 40 days. And Tibetan Book of Death, there's the information what can happen with the soul, all the things that comes from for the ears, for the smell, and all things that changing the perception in the outer world. So we also focus on the research of Timothy Leary, Larf Menzer, and Richard Aspert about the psychedelic experience, because for us and for me, virtual space is very similar with the dream and with the psychedelic experience itself. Yeah.
So maybe we could show video from Bardo right now.
Yes. So actually we didn't see the video. Oh, thank you. So the main idea of this installation was that it became site-specific, because it starts with the gallery, and we model this gallery in the 3D. So if you put the headset on, you see the same space like the real space. So it's quite a powerful tool when you start the virtuality project, that you don't put the headset and the world is completely different colors, different aesthetic look, but we start from the space that you are totally in. But we add the audio sphere in the first stage. So we try to develop the architecture of the project based on this 6th stage of the Bardo. So after you stop the perception in the first level, you can go down and going in the direction down, down, and down. Oh, here we got an example of quite nice audio thing that Przemek developed.
And so the idea was to create those 6 spaces, 6 stages as different as possible. So they would show different states of the soul wandering through the Bardo. And I really appreciate Jakub's experience as a visual artist because virtual reality is more like gallery than a video. So walking inside and presenting some objects is building a narration. This narration is built on architecture of the place and the placement of the objects rather than the story told by word or moving images. And the sound for each space was created accordingly to the type of objects that were placed there. So on this one, the pink one, you had the loop of your own voice coming from the headset. So you could hear your own voice modified. Yes.
Yeah, and we actually working with our students, and the main idea to start thinking about designing a virtual experience and virtual space is not to take from the all of the things from the real world. Of course, you can use the real object, the scans made by, for example, photogrammetry, or you can model it, but you should find your own way to build this kind of space, this kind of sound, and mix these ingredients together to find something that is yours, that is new.
Yes, and the mechanics of the place you are in are also a storytelling tool. So as you can see in this space, you couldn't move those objects away because they were going back to the original place. So you can bend the mechanics of the real world, use different type of gravitation or any other tool. So this is a storytelling tool, the mechanics of the experience.
Yeah, and actually, in the middle of this cloud point of objects, we hide one very important thing, so that you can just play with it, but also you can try to find the hidden messages. Oh, this is nice, nice thing that we want to test, because in the VR space you can have the mode of the spectator, that you can just listen and see the thing. You can also touch that object, but we now have a few tests that you can grab things, and the objects can feel like they are from the rubber, or they are kind of heavy, or they are light, or they are made of the liquid. So it's nice that you can change the material of the objects.
And this is something that is not so common in art yet. So this is this physical interaction with the art, with the objects, for example, in museum, where you always constantly keep the distance from the objects. In virtual reality, you don't have this this boundary between spectator and the art. So you can go in, you can experiment with it, you can also test everything. So this is important in the design and sound design to make things work in a way that they are interactive, they are responsive.
We also try to develop the feeling of meditation. So the one of this stage, the one of the level is little bit more calm, and you can just go there and listen to the sound and see the visualization of the sound in the form of these black forms.
And there was the collisions with your body and these objects produces a sound. So when you are walking through this scene, you can walk faster or slower, and you will produce your music.
That's the odd feeling, because these heads are quite old. You have the hand of the old man. So some people just feel a little bit weird about it because they are quite younger, and the hands are older. So it's make special tensions.
And
So
Bardo is about not getting reborn. So the Buddhists are looking for reaching nirvana, which is not being reborn in a body. And what our people are doing in VR are basically moving around and looking for another level. And the real way of this should be meditation, real way of going out of Bardo. So this last scene is more about it.
yes, this is the last scene, and some of the people stay on this scene, cannot go, cannot finish it, so they just put the headset off. But we made a special way of finish this this project, as you can see in the one more minute. So we thought about two versions of ending of the experience. So one is that after the you die and you are in the bardo, and you can finish your life and go to nirvana, and you are finished of the get born again. Or we just wanna make this circle chcieliśmy to zapętlić.
Yes, we wanted to end it with the loop.
Yeah.
So going back to the beginning.
So we use this version.
But how do people react after having this kind of experience? Have you? It seems that you've tested it, right?
Yes. Well, people were moved about the whole concept of virtual reality first, but in the second thought, it was always about the experience itself, the Tibetan Book of Death. And this last moment, when actually in the presentation you have one person in virtual reality, because this is how many headsets we had on the presentation, and other people are standing around and looking at the person that is bound inside. And it was interesting when someone started to lie in this coffin, and other people already knew that this is going to be intense experience. And lying in the coffin is really, you can feel the burning on your face when you are having your head inside this flame.
And it's funny because the people who is immersed in this experience becoming the actor in the eyes of the people who are standing and waiting in the line for their turn. So it's nice that everybody can see this move. Yes, and okay, and give me a second. Yes, so this is the sketch of these levels that we want to design, and these special halls that you can go through and go in the down direction. This is some photos from the main exhibition. There's quite a lot of people, and as we said, they were looking on the people who is take part of this project. We also made a 3D print model of the structures of the body that are lying. So this is the kind of the your realistic human body empty inside is just like a shell or like something that is empty. So we try to find the proper aesthetic look of this kind of bodies to just to play with the form of the body. Right. This is some screenshot from the first person perspective. We made one nice tricky thing in this level. One of the level there is these two upper images that you cannot touch these white bones and the white porcelain forms with your bare hands. You just should put the gloves on to take the interaction. So it's nice thing that you can design in the virtuality project, that you can go deeper and deeper, feeling your body and maybe body of the other person. And this was the main idea to develop the Lovestory project that we wanted to show in a couple of the minutes. Yeah, and the second project that we made, there's the connection. Maybe Przemek, you want to start talking about this marvelous instrument.
And so I was always thinking about how to use virtual reality as a performative tool, and my main focus is on music experience, music performance. So I was thinking about using this as a music instrument, and together with my team, with Jakub and Andrei, we created first version of the instrument. I called it Connection. So being inside VR, I had this avatar instrument in the form of sphere that I could control sound with it. And I did a performance on stage. I was in a VR headset, and people in the auditorium were surrounded with the speakers, so I could move sound around the auditorium while I was moving my hands around the sphere. And I could control the parameters of the synthesis of the sound, moving hands closer and further from the sphere and in different positions. And the sphere was always also reactive, so it created nice visuals thanks to the visual duo that was helping me. And together it created an interactive show with music and visuals. But I had a complaint from auditorium. They didn't want to see it from the outside of VR. They wanted to be inside. So we're working now on the version that they will be able to watch it or play together with the connection inside VR. So maybe we can show now the video of the performance.
And did you say something about the audio setup of the speakers in this concert?
Yeah, well, audience was surrounded with a system of 8 speakers, large speakers, and 2 subwoofers. So when I was moving my hand around this sphere controller avatar instrument, I was able to move the sound around the audience. So the sphere actually represents the head of the listener. So and because this was a group listening, I was moving around the whole auditorium, and this version also is able to use binaural sound, so I can move the sound in the headphones around the head of the listener.
I remember that we also tried to make the environment responsive to the project. So in the horizon, you've got a special sphere, the special form that is making bigger and bigger during the whole performance.
Yeah, it develops while the sound is developing towards the end of the experience. And the main goal now is to go further with the multiplayer version of this, and multiplayer would be also an opportunity for the audience to be inside VR and to watch it. Or I'm also thinking about using your own body as an instrument, so not making an avatar instrument, but having this kind of costume or virtual body as an instrument, but not for yourself, but for the other user. So I would be able to communicate or play, how would you call it, on the other participant. So I'm thinking about using the social interaction as a kind of way of communication and a group act of creation of sound and music. So music as a medium for communication, the performance also as a medium of communication.
And what can be the best amount of people for this kind of activity? How many people is the best number of players?
We don't know yet, but I hope that we will be able to put plenty of players inside. And I'm thinking about making it as an online platform, so people around the world would be able to join and to play with the objects or the other participants. We will probably test different versions of this idea. So as you can see, I was able to move inside the sphere, and this creates other type of visuals. And of course the sound is also affected by the position of my head, because there is this relation between my hands, my head, and the object. So those distances, those positions are affecting the sound and the visuals. And it's actually a pretty simple project, but it was really intense for me as a performer, because I was really having this this feeling like I was really performing on an instrument. And this is not a common thing when you are using technology as a performative tool, because the technology is has these interfaces with buttons and knobs and sliders, which are not so expressive as the continuous movements. So this is the way I really like to interact with technology, with the continuous movement, full body engagement, and this connects elegantly with the idea of embodiment proposed by Jakub.
I like to watch this video only with your moves, only without this fear, because you got quite nice expression of yourself. Yeah, so it was, I think it was the great prototype, and it's make another questions. What can you do in the virtual space? What is the goal to engage audio issues and the body issues and the whole movement? Yeah, it's open so many other possibility to work with it. Okay. So it will be the reconnection.
Yes, reconnection is going to be focused on the multiplayer experience.
Yeah. Actually now we are working the project called Lovestory, and the main idea also was connected with the movie you talk in the beginning of our...
The Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, because in when I was the kid, I also saw this film, and there is the part of there's the scene with the kind of virtual sex that the main character is a virtual space, and his partner also, and they make a connection in the very nice aesthetic 80 look space. And I always thought how to what is the feeling when you can have your body in the virtual space and you can become another people in the same project. So we work with the kind of project. Maybe at first we can show the teaser, and later we can talk something more. So Lovestory is not a documentary project, but it's based of the documentary recording. We try to work of the recording of the real people movement and real people expression. So at first we design in the graphic way all tensions and the storytelling and interaction that will be in this project. The first stage, there is all, the one people, I mean you, the spectator, and then you meet the body, the other being, and there is also second being, so the two of them, and they're making connection with from together, and you can be the part of this kind of process, and later the process stop, and this kind of mix of the three people split on the parts. So we find the volunteers. We ask our friends to take part in this project, and we also ask the great choreographer Magda Przybysz to develop and design the special movement of the virtual bodies that during the time of 10 minutes starting to touch together, see themselves, and they are making love. And for me, artist, that was very it was very necessary to don't make the actor registration and just to pretend that it is the real love. My idea was to record the real connection of the people. So we designed and made special costumes, and we make a special movement, and two of the people make the real connection during this time. So this registration, as you can see in these black and white movies, was the basic registration to do something more with this form.
So if you, for example, participate in this kind of experience, you are able to feel it, but you're not able to control it, right? If you have already a choreography of the bodies.
Yes, you got the choreography of the two bodies, and they are playing together and make connection between themselves. We also play with the special generative form of this, jak są cząsteczki?
Fluid.
The fluid move.
Particles.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you can play with the bodies are made from a fluid-like mass, and you can play with it. You can, for example, splash it all over. So this is the representation of the togetherness of the two persons having sex, having love. They are melting with each other. They are flowing. There is a flow between them.
Yeah, and this is the project which are the references for us in the not visual but the idea way. This Zbigniew Rybczynski, the fourth dimension, also the Lawnmower Man, and the Akira anime bar Katsuhiro Otomo. We also thinking what will be the main idea to this environment. It should be simple or should be modern. We also thinking how this environment can change during this whole process, because we can start from something solid, and during the whole thing, the environment can change and can be moving in the way the people moving. We don't know yet, and we made a special research about how this body should look. And we actually don't know how this body should look. We've got some meetings how we should finish this project and what would be the representation. If this body should have the face on eyes, or it should be just the forms. We don't know yet how to do it. Well, actually, we know, but not yet. Yeah.
So this is a work in progress. So we are doing some experiments and looking for answers. And what is interesting that what you are planning to do in VR doesn't always work as you wish. So, but the outcomes are sometimes surprising. And in this example of Lovestory, I think it has already a great value, and the experience is really interesting. But we are trying to break some other boundaries about the how would you experience being together in virtual reality. So we are trying to find the added value, and maybe this will come also with sound. And we are trying to find a way to express this connection, but in an interactive way. So yeah, there are a lot of questions to be answered.
And I said, can we just play this video preview? We can make a little sneak peek for you. And I told Przemek, these two bodies can be instrument, and they can make impact one for another. And Przemek said, okay. And he feel it as I and Andrzej. So this is the little sneak peek of the first row version of the bodies and being in the space. So you've got the 4 cameras. Upper left is just third person view. Upper right is also the registration, and to left and the right in the down are POV of the people. So you've got example that there is the collider in the headset, and if you try to go through this particles, you made a little bit mess, and they are going through the air. So we made a few tests. if this particle should go up, or should it go down, or if it should have some liquid look, like you are immersed in water. We don't know yet what it should be.
And what matters in virtual reality is also the time of the experience, because people are not accustomed to be in VR for a long time, especially first timers. So we have some pretty interesting ideas about montage and how we can edit this. Now it takes, I guess, 15 minutes, and we
Yes,
are thinking about.
Yes, it's too long. I think it's too long for this kind of project.
Yeah, so thinking about gallery exhibitions, it could be too long for people to watch the experience from the beginning to the end. So we are looking for about half of that, 8 minutes maybe.
So Magda's idea for the choreography was that there is the one body and the second one, and they are trying to see how they are working. So one of this body taking his hand and looking how it's work, and then they realize that they are together in this space. So they are trying to fight a little bit together, and then going through one through another, and then they start to touch each other, and then the whole story begin.
So my question is, you are there, you are present as a viewer, or you are basically in one of those bodies, or you're like participating in it?
Well, we are working on the possibilities of being as a one of the from the pair having love. There are some VR intrinsic problems like nausea and such when you have headlocked headset to the moving objects. So we are looking for a way to do this experience, as you said, as with an option to be inside one of the bodies.
Because the idea was that you come close the one person, and camera is taken. You get a camera capture, and the camera make a special path outside these persons, and in the second rotation, it go in the middle of the head, in the back of the head of the one person, and you've got a kind of a headlock, like Przemek said. I very like this headlock feeling in VR, but it's very, very oppressive. You feel like you are very tight, and you don't you can't do any move. So we are making tests and try to find the proper way to have another body in this time. Okay, I think we should finish this video because we don't want to show all of it. We just want to make a little sneak peek of this project. So we've got very, very much question, and we should find a proper paths to develop it. I really want that this body can be made in the way that you can just squash it, or I don't know. Yeah. So the Lovestory is in progress, and it's another project based on the sound called Polyphony.
Yeah, this is the project that I'm developing almost third year right now. And I'm working with stereopanography. This is 360 3D photography, black and white photography of public assemblies, such as manifestations, and I'm capturing also the spatial sound with with special microphone. So in this way, I have this documentation of different gatherings, and afterwards participants can join the crowds that, for example, you wouldn't go for such manifestations because it's not your political option or as myself, I was afraid of crowds, so this was like a therapy for me to go there, document it, and go there again within VR to experience this. So this is a ongoing project. I'm planning to do this recurrently. So I have documented, I think, almost 10 manifestations, and I'm looking for opportunities to do it more frequently in other places than Warsaw, because all of this was captured in Warsaw.
It's nice because this is the most hardcore demonstration nowadays, I think, in Poland. So yeah, I like it.
I have a question actually right now in my head due to the what's happening right now in the world and in like in Ukraine and Belarus and so on. What do you think about VR revolutions? I mean, according to your project, it's basically you can make a revolution or be part of it, of this kind of meetings or something like this in a VR, right? You can experience it.
Yeah.
But how do you think if that will somehow help to change the government, or it's just something like a recording or something like this?
Well,
of what has
I'm
already
looking,
happened.
yeah, I'm looking at that when you can be a part of such gathering and not remotely, you are able to understand better the things that people are trying to express. And it is all about the streets, not the government rooms, because the real emotions and the real tensions are there. So I think the VR revolution would be helpful to what I understand from this words, that you can become a part of a revolution in any area of the world and get better understanding of the meaning of the actions that are taken there. So I'm not able to go to the Belarus, but if I would be able to see from the position of the streets, from the position of the folk, visually and in the sound, even without understanding of the words, I would be able to feel more like the people there. So this is the idea behind this project also. I'm not judging those people. For example, you can see here on the upper right corner, this is far right manifestation in Poland, which is controversial, but I wanted to document it to show people how it is there, how it is being there, and to have your own concept about it. So, thanks to the technology, we can become more closer than even if you are thinking about the pandemics right now. So not everyone will be not everyone will take risk to go to such places. Right
and there was also great VR project about the protest in the Ukraine. Do you remember
Yeah, it was. It seems Euromaidan, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's in the other hand the medium try to involve in this kind of problems. I think it's good technology to be inside and show the problem from the other angle.
Yeah, so this is basically immersive journalism. So this is the way that it should be understood, right? So this is like journalism, not directly not art, but journalism photography is also a kind of art, right?
So I think we've got 10 minutes left. So we've got the finish slides. We also we are the artists, and we're trying to develop immersive project. But we also working with the students. We work in the Academy of Fine Arts in the New Media department, and we try to research new way to artistic expression with the students. For 2 years we are learning this kind of technology. We've got quite nice diplomas, and it's a whole new experiment for us too, because we are learning something that we are learning ourselves. So they for sure that they are things that you know, for example, modeling, how the engine works, but the whole idea to think in the other way and don't paint something in 2D, or don't make the sculpture or the narratives using I don't know, the panel from the photography or something like that, but to put the viewer in the different body or different space. It is groundbreaking process for me. And it's also Przemek work in the University of Friedrich Chopin.
Yeah, we are working on classical materials like immersive documentations of the concerts, so we can analyze the techniques, the new techniques with the already known material like classical music, because it is also about showing the known things in the new ways. And yes, this is something that also gives you an idea how to approach your own concepts and how to be, and this is also learning of the technical aspects of it, because it is really complicated and not easy to develop such things. The tools are not yet standardized, and this is constant process of learning. And as Jakub said, it's learning what you are teaching. And
sometimes they are not user friendly.
No, not at all. So yes, and I created a space for projections in the form of booth, where students can show their works and where I can show my works, and this is publicly open. And now the idea of showing VR changes because of the lockdowns and this situation. So this is something that we have to adapt, and we'll see how to do it. Yes, and I think this is the really good way of learning new things. So showing old stuff in a new way.
Yeah.
That was very fascinating. Thank you so much. I mean, I cannot comprehend. I think I need some more time to think about what I've just seen and heard from you. But we have a couple of questions and we have time for them. Svetlana asks, what's the budget to develop such a project? I guess she didn't specify, but I think it's about Lovestory. If you have idea and a script, how do you think, or maybe you already know the budget of this project, or maybe you can tell it approximately.
I think I cannot answer this question because there's also human work and human ideas in it. And Lovestory is the research project based in Academy of Fine Arts. 2 years ago, we've got a quite big grants and we bought the motion capture system called Vicon Shogun. And before it was very difficult and it was not cheap to make this kind of registration because they are places where you can make this kind of capture. It is the places which made the registration for the games or for the industry, and now we've got it in the Academy of Fine Arts. So
Yes, Jakob, but aside of that, that we are able to use materials or spaces from the university or the academy, we've counted the budget for Lovestory and it's 47,000 USD. So we are not having only cash used for that, but also the assets that we are able to use on the research basis.
And what about, well, the future? I understand that technologies, they develop really fast, but people are not getting used to them that fast. I mean, virtual reality appeared years ago, but still it's not that popular among people. Even like VR films or short animation films, because we used last year and the year before, we have a program for VR animation, and still it's not that popular. And one of the cinema networks here in Ukraine, they made a special room with VR gaming as well, but again they had to close it up like 6 months or 1 year after because it was not popular. So what do you think about this and the future of virtual reality, this kind of experiences?
Well, I guess that this technology will get popular when you will be able to use your tools that you are using every day. And there was such try done by Oculus. They were using Samsung mobiles, but it didn't work out also because the mobiles weren't able to produce high quality VR yet. And I think that we are getting closer to that, and maybe the AR option will be better for everyday use. If you could have glasses with extended reality on board, that will be a new platform, I guess. So you will have your phone and your computer and AR in it, and this will be it. And it's just a matter of time, I guess. But we can work with the tools that are already and find a way to promote them and to project them, to show them in the gallery venues or or such.
Yeah, but in the other hand, this is only the technology. I think I am waiting for the new project and the new thing that you can use in artistic way. And I am fan of different theories, and I think the military technologies that we can see nowadays are more open than VR. So I think artists. Me, artist, I'm only just using the technology. I'm not a technology freak, and I can't say that VR is the groundbreaking technology that will change the world. Maybe in sometimes there will be new project. It's interesting that you can capture the visuals and audio, and you can't capture the smell. Right? There is the one thing that you can't capture. So I think we should wait and open our minds to find tensions that we have in your mind and the head, and find technology to develop it, not to just use the technology, but try to reuse it in
No,
some
the brain computer interface is coming. So
Thank you
quantum
once again.
computing.
Jakub, Przemysław, we have to finish. Thank you very much for joining and for sharing all the work you've done. Once again, it was really fascinating to listen to
Thank you.
So I wish you
Thank
good
you very
luck with the
much.
project and find whatever funding you need for it. Thank you
Thanks.
very
Thank you,
much.
Anastasia. You were very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, and goodbye.